Freddie just brings me what's coming up next. And I'll tell you, Freddie. Well, it's going to be fun events because it's exciting. We get to present the Shirley Case Leadership Award. Yeah, so I'm going to leave you here you'll just introduce Janelle and I. So you can just stand here and say, everyone, I'd like to introduce Louise Hanneman and Janelle Frail.
I will do that, provided you walk really well, you know?
Introduce me.
You have to start at the same place. Everybody, I have the honor, the pleasure, and the prestige to announce Janelle and Louise, my wonderful colleagues on the podium today, to announce something. So,
thank you, everyone. That was lovely. We're announcing something. So Louise and I have this great honor of announcing something. We're going to get to that in a moment. We have a lot of great information to share with you all, and it's a long bio, and it's about someone special, and his name is Dylan. And we were trying to think how to lighten it up, how to make it more engaging and fun, and so I suggested to Louise, I said, well, maybe every time we say the word Dylan, we go ding, or I'll jump up or something. And
good idea, right?
Louise was like,
I said that's such a good idea. You say Dylan, I'll say ding.
yeah. So and then Louise said, maybe not.
Ding.
And why did you say no?
I can't remember actually.
Okay, so I remember. It's because Louise really does appreciate Dylan, his sense of humor, of course, but also that he can be serious, and he does create this space to honor and hold important things.
Yeah, he does it better than I can do. So you'll be able to see just by contrast of the way that I hold space versus the way that Dylan holds space.
Okay, so with humor and with fun. So it's a great honor to be able to present this award. It's called the Shirley Case Leadership Award for Global Citizenship. And it's annually, it's an award that ACIC gives out to either an emerging leader or a long-term leader. And so it's for someone in Atlantic Canada who is actively involved as a global citizenship. And this award was first created by ACIC to honor the life of Shirley Case, who was killed in Afghanistan on August 13th, 2008, while she was working with the International Rescue Committee. Shirley worked as an intern with ACIC in 2004 to 2005, and she spent 4 months in Halifax and 5 months working with ACIC's partner organization, the NGO Coalition for the Environment in Calabar, Nigeria. And the goal of this Shirley Case Leadership Award for Global Citizenship is, as I said, is to inspire individuals to continue their involvement in international cooperation and movement, and to honor her memory.
And so I think tonight's a particularly relevant night to honor Dylan because he has been very involved with Amnesty International Canada here in the Maritimes, and so he's one of their solid volunteers, and also involved in so many other aspects of community life here. So he was nominated by Kairos, and I'm just going to read a few of the words from his nomination. So Dylan exemplifies a leader who brings people's concerns to the attention of those around the table. He's interested in people, and he reflects on the impact that culture has had in his own life and the lives of others. He respects differences of opinion, and he works to understand how to instill a sense of the value of diversity in a positive way. And he always looks for opportunities for collaboration. Dylan has a deep respect for elders and for the tradition they carry forward. He's lived in different parts of Canada, and he has worked within communities of various sizes and cultural backgrounds. He's served as both a volunteer and an employee, and has held various levels of responsibility in both realms. Dylan has a genuine interest in the world and cares deeply about the natural environment and the human family. He's a leader and an innovator in any community. So Dylan has both the interest and an ability to see the need and value of working collaboratively with others to bring about change. He's equipped himself with the tools needed to undertake this by volunteering, by working in various positions, taking courses, and developing skills in health and well-being, human relations, diversity, cultural sensitivity, and project management. While with Amnesty International, he led workshops, participated in information displays, and shared in training sessions with other staff, as well as people from non-governmental agencies, including ACIC. As an executive member of the Aboriginal Student Society, Dylan was instrumental in changing the name to the Aboriginal Collective and was co-chair of the new association during his final academic year. When asked why he ran as the Senate candidate in the Dalhousie Student Union election during his third year, he said it was important to make sure that students had a voice in the management of the university. Having representation on the Senate would ensure students' concerns could be heard. He brought forward a motion for recognition of Mi'kmaq territory to the Student Union Council, reminding fellow students that in 2012, the council passed a motion that stated it wishes to engage and respect its First Nation members and to support and honor the Mi'kmaq community. Dylan's presence on the Senate may have helped spur the university to establish the Elders in Residence program, which serves to connect Indigenous students from all backgrounds with Indigenous elders living in the local area. In 2016, Dylan received the Impact Award, which is presented annually to the student council member who has demonstrated commitment to collaborative problem solving, is an active representative of their constituency, and has shown initiative in the pursuit of innovation. So in addition to all of that, I have a personal experience working with Dylan because he was on the core organizing team for the Act for Global Change Youth Conference in 2016. So we got to work closely together, and he totally shaped the space of that conference. He's a strong male leader in a world that is so female in so many ways, youth work and international cooperation. And he really made a safe space for youth voices in that world, and those relationships that the youth have built with each other and with Dylan have carried on beyond the conference. So I personally really admire your work as well.
Yes, I also want to speak about when I think we kind of knew of each other, but like a year ago at the Breaking the Silence, the Guatemala Solidarity Network gathering, where Dylan mediated a youth panel. And so, yeah, it just shows again his ability to hold space, and also it shows off all of the wonderful organizations that he's part of in one capacity or another. So that was also really neat and important to have that. So that was really lovely too, to have that connection.
So Dylan, we'd invite you to come forward.
Pictures of preview.
We're having a moment, excuse us.
Looking great. So stylish. All right, continue. Thank you.
Thank you both. And thank you everyone for the honor of this award. I'd like to start by acknowledging somebody who's been a foundational support in my life, Campbell Papaposh, who passed away a year ago. He was my brother and an elder in our community. And he taught me that I should wear moccasins. Because when I wear moccasins, they allow me to step very close to my mother of the earth. I can feel every nook and cranny and every plant underneath me when I step, so I'll step carefully. And he also told me to step as if I'm massaging the scalp of my mother. Every step I make brings her honor. And I've thought about that, and I've thought about how when I move forward in my life, how am I bringing honor to my own mother, who gave me life, and who sacrificed her body and her time and her life to bring me into this world and to shape me into a person that I can be proud to be. And I endeavor to bring her honor with each step that I take. And I don't always feel like I've succeeded. It doesn't always feel like I'm doing the best that I possibly could be. But it's always that question of, what more could I be doing, or what do I need to do in order to ensure that I am bringing honor to that relationship and to all the other relationships that are around me. Raise your hand if you remember 2015. The year 2015, do you remember it? I hope everybody's raising their hand. So it was a pretty big year. There two things happened. In particular, something that was pretty big for me was the Truth and Reconciliation came out with their summary report, and their 94 calls to action. And it was very exciting. There were some parts in there that spoke intimately to my family's experience around creating space for us to reconnect to our culture, for our communities to start rebuilding our communal identities centered around our ceremonies. And one thing at the time wasn't really huge in my mind was call to action number 93. But later that fall, when Justin Trudeau said two things, he made two promises. One, that we were going to welcome 20,000 new refugees into Canada, and that we would also implement all 94 calls to action. And I took another look because I knew that there were some intersections in there. Raise your hand if you're familiar with call to action number 93 and 94. Call to action number 94 says we're going to revise the citizenship oath to make sure that it acknowledges the treaties, the foundation of what Canada is. That Canada would not exist as a country if we had not first made agreements with each other to coexist and to share this land. Because Aboriginal people held title to this land long before Europeans came here. Number 93 says, we are going to give newcomers complete, accurate information around the treaties, the residential schools, Aboriginal rights, and other colonial, and what I think should be included are all of those policies that contribute to continued colonial oppression in Canada today. It's okay to recognize how we're doing harm today. Because if we don't recognize it, we can't change and be better as a country. We can't truly coexist if we don't acknowledge that fundamental truth. It's called the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And right now we talk about reconciliation a lot, but we really, really need to focus on that truth. I see myself as a global citizen. That the things that I do cause a lot of harm around the world. But the things that I do also have the capacity to do good. I live in a developed nation where a lot of the things that we do, a lot of the resources that we have, a lot of the goods that we consume come through a lot of problematic processes. But I believe that fundamentally we are part of a human family. And I'm going to leave you with a question. That if we truly value our relationship with refugees, if we truly value our relationship with people from other countries, if we truly value all newcomers coming to Canada, then why would we give them imperfect information and make them complicit in colonial oppression? Let's make sure that we're telling the true story of Canada so that we can all move forward in a good way. be good. I hope.